Hello everyone, Lee here, back with my second video for RCT's remote access, and this week is my quiz round challenge. Now, you may or may not know that I've been writing most of the questions for the Friday night quiz, but I'm now starting to struggle, and I'm after your help. So if you'd like to take part in this challenge, all you have to do is write 10 questions for the quiz about a subject of your choice. It's that simple. You need to add 4 answers to each question. Obviously, one of those answers needs to be correct, and you can make your question a picture question by adding a picture in, or you can make it a sound clip question as well if you want to do that. If you decide to do those kind of things, just write a description of what picture or what sound clip you're after, and I'll go and find it and edit it from there, so you don't have to do that yourself. Once you've done that, all you have to do is send it to me via email. My link is somewhere in the description. Please don't post it on the Facebook page, otherwise everyone will see the answers, and there's no point in then using that round. Once I've got all those rounds in, I'll add them into the quiz as we go along, so you can keep sending rounds in. You don't have to do one, you can do as many as you like, and you can just do this over and over again, and I'll just keep adding them in as we go. I wanted to give you, though, just a few things to think about when you're writing your questions. The first part is to kind of think about your round and where you're going to pitch it. You can either pitch it as something really, really general, like general knowledge or entertainment or something like that, which has got a really, really broad subject. And that is the best way to capture most people, because they will all have something to add or something to kind of contribute to that round. You can narrow it down a little bit by looking at something like musical theatre or TV and film or sport or something like that. That's a kind of good balance, because you kind of narrow it down to one subject, which means you can dig into the questions a bit more and get more knowledge out of people. But you might lose some team members. For example, if you're doing a round on sport, you'll get people that have no interest in sport, they won't take part in that round, so they feel a little bit kind of left out. You can drill down again, though. You can go down into kind of really kind of almost expert rounds, which is what we're doing each week. We did one with Harry Potter last week. We're doing one with Lord of the Rings this week. So you can focus on one specific subject, and that's absolutely fine to do that. You can really dig in and kind of go really deep into the subject, but you have to understand that you might lose quite a few people who have never seen that film, read that book, taken part in that sport or something like that. So it's a bit of a trade-off. My suggestion would be to go somewhere in the middle, kind of look at general round like sport, TV and film, stuff like that. That's where I would aim at. Once you've decided on your round, you need to start writing your questions. The trick here is to make your question really, really clear. For example, if I said to you, what is the biggest country in the world? Well, the answer depends really on whether you mean by population or whether you mean by area of land that this country takes up. And the answers are different. So make sure you know exactly what you're asking your audience. The second part of that is to make sure your answer is really, really clear and definite. If I said to you, what scale do seismologists measure earthquakes on? You'd probably say the Richter scale, but there's more than one scale. And they're all right, they're all correct. But you need to make sure that those kind of problems don't crop up. So make sure you know the answer to your question. That's really, really important. The final thing is to mix up the questions, not just the difficulty, but also the style as well. So you're aiming really for about 6 questions that should be easy or very easy. You're aiming for a couple of questions that should be a bit tougher, and then a couple of questions that are kind of really quite tough as well. People like to get points. So you can make most of the questions quite easy, and then you can really test the other teams out. The teams that are going for the top 10 places, you can really test them out with slightly harder questions. Also, try to mix up your questions as well. If you're doing a round, for example, on sport, don't just focus on one sport. Spread them out across all the sports. And don't just focus on historical events like who won the 1987 World Cup final. Try to look at sports from a different angle, like technical aspects like rules or something like that, or number of players or positions on the field. Look at something more technical as well as historical facts too. And they are my top tips for writing quiz questions. That's it. If you have any questions, please do drop me an email or drop me a message on Facebook. Once you've done your rounds, send them to me at the email address below, and feel free to keep writing as many as you want. That's it for now. Stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.